All right, welcome back, family, to another one. It is your girl, Desiree D. Ray Wise, spiritual healing coach. And look, I hosted my first ever women's only event this past Sunday on the winter solstice. And I want to talk about some of the revelations we've had, the downloads we've had, how spirit has come through in such a divine way to just communicate what is actually taking place right now. Okay. I had about 30 women in attendance with in person and online, and it was magical, right? And literally, what actually called me to do this event is I really felt this deep calling to really move boldly in what I've been like putting out there, the spirit that I wanted to do for a while. And for some reason, after all of this healing alchemical work, right? Spirit was like, host this event. This is the theme. It just Spirit just gave me all the downloads, all the revelations, all the insight for it, right? And as it started to come together, I was starting to realize that I had to do this one to cement into my consciousness and into like the divine orchestration of life itself that I am serious about showing up in my purpose. I am serious about showing up in the ways that I am meant to serve the women, the people that I am meant to serve. And so I felt like this was me really taking bold action and saying, look, God, I'm here, I'm doing it. But then as I dove deeper into my why, I realized that one of these major moments in my life that really made me who I am, that really cultivated the magic and the medicine that I utilize in this day and time, comes from a space where I observed my mother not having friends, not having sisterhood, not having anybody who she could go through these life experiences with. And so as I started reflecting on that, I was like, wow, my purpose for creating these spaces is way bigger than me just saying, oh, I want to public speak or I want to talk about spirituality or all of that. The purpose is to create a safe space for women to expand, to know God, to feel safe. It is creating a space for women to share their hearts and be vulnerable. And that is exactly what happened at this event, right? Like I had set the structure, I had organized it for what I wanted it to be, but it ended up being, I was just blown away. It ended up being just so beautiful, right? And so sacred and just magical. I did learn some things from the experience that I'm excited to talk about, but I really just want to get into, you know, some of the things that we were discussing in the space, the healing that was happening. So I am actually still in a spiritual process right now from that experience, okay? Understand this, whenever we go into healing spaces, whether it's a class, a video like what we're doing right now, an in-person thing, you are going to feel activations when you are really operating from energy, spirit, God. And literally, since I've done that, I've literally been processing energy in my body like never before. I'm like, my body is feeling different after that experience. And that's some of the things that happen as a healer, right? As a person that is holding space, I have to go through a process of releasing and purging and resetting my own personal energy. But when you enter into healing spaces, you should be moved, right? You should be entering one way and leaving another, hopefully for the better, right? And so that is what we were experiencing, right? Just this magic. And so I just have picked up on 5 major ideas, 5 major concepts that were showing up from all of these different women, from different places, from all of these different energies, but all coming together on this sacred day that we have been taught not to honor, really. That is the winter solstice. That is this pivotal moment in space and in time where we are shifting into a new season. And the season that we are shifting in is one that is internal, it is reflective, introspective, and it is calling us into our healing. 1212. If you are here watching live, drop your 1212s in the comments, right? When you watch the playback, when you watch the recording, drop your 1212s in the comments. 1212 is a frequency of embodiment. It is the 3. It is the number of manifestation. And this women's winter winning season wine gathering was literally a manifestation for me, a major manifestation, not just in the physical realm and bringing something to life, but also in the spiritual sense. Okay. And so the winter solstice, which just happened on December 21st, which was the day that we hosted the event, marks a time of entering into the womb, the mother, the darkness. I've talked about this days ago, right? Go back and watch the other videos. I've been talked about this, right? But we enter into this space of deep healing and reflection. And what spirit is giving us an opportunity to do is release any unconscious blockages to our dreams, goals, and desires. The winter season is not about resolutions. It's not about saying this is permanent, this is what it is. It's about, yes, recognizing who you are at your core, that part of you that is impermanent, right? That part of you that is sacred, that part of you that is connected to the divine. It is about doing that. That's the thing that keeps you anchored. But the winter season is more about release than resolutes. The winter season is more about what do I need to let go of to connect deeper and more fully with my higher sacred self. And so while we were in the women's winter winning season wine gathering, so many women were bearing their hearts and releasing. And one of the things that I recognize is that women are not crying enough, or they're not honoring the cry. They're resenting it. They're frustrated. They're like, oh my God, why do I have these tears? They're like, what is this? Every woman that was at our event like shed a tear. And I was like, that was not planned. That was not my goal. That was not my intention. My intention was not to have tears. I did, come on, camera. I did say that there is a possibility that that might happen because I'm setting the space for openness. I'm setting the space for receptiveness. I'm setting the space for spirit. I'm setting the space for God to come in and give revelation. I didn't set the space for the glamour, right? It was glamorous and your girl was serving tea. First of all, why did nobody guess the correct outfit, right? I had posted, actually, let me see if I can share my screen on Instagram. And here, I have posted a video saying, which outfit do you think I'm going to pick? Something of that nature. I'm going to go to it. Oh, no, that was logged out. Something of that nature. Can I do Instagram? I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if it's going to let me do it. So anyways, I have posted a reel on Instagram that was saying like, which outfit should I choose for whatever? Nobody picked the right outfit. Nobody picked the right outfit. Everybody was picking like the striped dress, which was a gorgeous dress. Like I was really serving tea in that dress. Like it was giving life. But the outfit that I picked, chef kiss. It was like comfortable. That's number one. Comfortable as hell. It was still feminine and sassy and just like girl, like it was little off the shoulder moment, giving a little clavicle. I think a woman's clavicle is like so sexy, right? Like, is that just me? Do y'all think like this area of a woman, or they call it like a décolletage? Do y'all think that that is like attractive? I do, right? This whole area. So it was a little off the shoulder moment, sweater, crochet knit kind of thing going with a black leather skirt, really honoring the winter season and that texture with some very nice tights and some, you know, calf, knee boots, you know, whatever. It was such a vibe, right? Um, but yeah, it was such a the energy in the space was so sacred and calm. That was one of the things that I had told myself. I said, listen, if I'm hosting an event, my nervous system will be calm. I will not be running around like a chicken with my head cut off because I hate that, right? Like the angst, that's not me. I'm not the type of person that likes to navigate from a space of worry and like rushing and whatever. I like to take my time, right? Now I'm getting better at taking my time and things actually starting on time and ending on time. But taking my time and flowing through something, that's just, I just have to do it that way. Right. So, one of the things that was revealed that I think the sisters that I was engaging with, both online and in person, was this very neat, deep need for us to become aware of our unconscious blocks and patterns blocking the love and the abundance that we desire. I literally observed so many of my friends and women, online and in person, calling out their own limitations that was stopping them from living the life that they've been wanting to live and having the things that they've been wanting to have. Now, they may not be able to see this, but I'm able to see this. And so, one of the adjustments that I want to make, one of the things that I want to do better with the event is I need more time, right? I was really like sticking my toe into the pond, if you know what I mean. I was like really just getting my toes wet. And I just did it for 2 hours. I really needed a 3 hour event, maybe 5 hours of time being rented out from a space. An hour to set up, 3 hours to flow, to experience, and to just allow the presence of God to just do what it's going to do. And then the hour to like break down, right? To kind of close out. Because I felt like there was more that needed to be said. There was an ending to the circle that was more formal that I needed to give that I couldn't give because the time was ticking. So I was like, okay, that was a lesson learned. But so many of the women there were breaking out of these unconscious blocks that they had. So like my best friend Victoria, right? First of all, she had embodied a whole new frequency just when she stood up and talked, right? For me, seeing her, because Victoria used to stutter growing up. Wow. Like my girl is a freaking queen, okay? She doesn't even know how much she inspires me. First of all, I'm already affirming this right now that I already told her, I said, Victoria, you are going to be a part of my sacred staff. Like, as we're doing more of these events and we're expanding and they're getting bigger, I said, you are on staff. Like, I need you here because she understands my vision. She's literally one of my soulmates. Like, her and I together, I'm tall and chocolate. She's short and like vanilla, right? not really vanilla, right? But you get what I mean? Like we just go together. We just match. We are just twinsies. I wish I can show y'all a picture of us. Right? So I was like, girl, you are going to be on staff. But what was so deep was she stood up to speak. Now, mind you, when I first met Victoria, Victoria used to stutter. And that never impacted like our love. Like I was the type of friend and the type of person that really holds space. So like when Victoria be trying to say whatever she's trying to say, I'm literally holding space. I'm literally just present and she's just and we just love each other. We're best friends and still best friends to this day. But when she stood up and talked, I told her that I was going to show her this video, but I'm going to show it to y'all and then show it to her. When she stood up and talked, I was like, oh my God, my friend is such a beautiful and luxurious speaker. I was like, what the hell? Like alchemy has literally happened. Transformation has literally happened. And if my friend has never been able to see it before today, I'm going to make sure that she recognizes how far she's come in embodying and being the woman that she's wanted to be. I'm going to make sure that she knows, right? Like that's my duty. That's who I am. Like who I am a reflection, right? I am a human design projector, which means that I can take something, reflect what's happening in the world or reflect what's happening in the people and like show a better way to do it or just encourage it, uplift it, expand on it, whatever. So I literally just saw alchemy in my own face. And I was just like, oh my God, look at my best friend right here. Look at her. So poised, so beautiful. I was like, wow.
My three boys, and I'm not saying just provide, making lunch, dinner, doing all that, provide for.
Y'all, like, what the hell? Am I back? Like, literally, my stuff just went out. Like, it's just saying, bye, girl. What is that? Am I back? Can y'all hear me? I hope I'm back, baby. We was just getting started. We are just getting started. Why is it playing with me like that? You know what Spirit has been saying, though? This is why I have to be in person. I don't have time for the techie shit. People gotta feel like, let me sip some of my ocean tea. Because what? Whole computer went black. For what reason? Child, I don't know. In the women's winter winning season wine gathering, y'all, when I tell y'all it was so delicious, man, it was. I mean, I am still just on a cloud with it. But so many women were unlocking past beliefs and patterns that were literally stopping them from showing up. So my best friend Victoria, she's literally struggled with speaking for most of her life. And then right now, in this 9-year winter solstice, on the day of, she stands up in front of 30 women and she speaks with such poise and power and juiciness and elegance. And not only is she doing that, being an example of what is possible and her posture being upright, she's also serving me at the same damn time. So as I'm moving around, I'm navigating the room and I'm talking to the women and I'm telling them what we're doing. Why is my best friend Victoria done made me a plate and sat it down at the table next to my stool? My girl, it's a clip of a video of her walking, bringing a plate to my seat without me asking her. Now, she did put some salami or pastrami or prosciutto on the plate. Now, that was inappropriate because the girl know I ain't ate meat in over 10 years. And she knows this. But she put meat on the plate. And she said, you want to know why my girl's so real? When I said Victoria, and I show her the meat on the plate, baby, she reached in with them 2 fingers and took that meat off that plate. That's alchemy. Not only is it alchemy and healing and transformation for her because she's literally existing in her superpower. One of her superpowers is just like feminine nurturance, care, speed with force. She's a Cancer. So she like creating a safe space. This is what she does. So I'm creating the safe space spiritually and energetically. She's going to create the safe space physically. The house is always going to be clean. The clothes are always going to be folded. The food is always going to be prepared. But one of the things that she said at the event, which is symbolic of the alchemy that she's done, I hope y'all are following me here. One of the things that she said was, she said, I'm learning that it's okay to take care of myself. It's okay that the kids did not get a fresh home cooked meal today. It's okay that the laundry has sat for a while. It's okay. Like literally, she said, it's okay for me to sometimes say, no, I can't do it. It's okay for me to let somebody else do it. So what is she saying in this story is that she's transformed this thing that she once used as escapism. See, cleaning for Victoria used to be escapism. It was how she used to create a safety net for herself. It was, let me clean up to escape whatever thoughts I'm thinking, whatever I'm feeling, let me clean up. But she's done the alchemy to know I can create safety within myself. I don't have to clean. I don't have to just keep going. I don't have to just keep serving. I can serve when I have the energy and the capacity to do so. This is the spirit of what's happening in the winter season. It's releasing these unconscious beliefs and patterns that are actually stopping you from living a life you truly want to live. So I literally observed my best friend create a level of inner harmony within herself where she no longer has to over give, over serve, over show up in order for her to feel safe and secure in a space. I saw her stand up and speak her truth with such poise and power, where once that was something that was totally scary. I saw so much revelation in one place. I was like, oh my God. So that was number one. It's so important right now to be able to recognize your unconscious patterns, beliefs that actually you have been frozen in time with, right? See, what Victoria has done to be able to stand up in front of women and speak is she has set that part of herself that was once afraid to speak free. So our ability to recognize that fear, that blockage, or being frozen in that space and time, and our willingness to reintegrate that part of ourselves and face that part of ourselves and face the fear and show up is what we're being asked to do right now. The second thing that really stood out to me is the parts of ourselves that is needing to be reclaimed. Oh man, this was so deep. This was so deep. Spirit, guide me on how to share that insight. We're in a time right now in this winter where we are being asked to really call back all the pieces of ourselves that we've forgotten based off of our experience. And so when I look through my own lens, speaking from the scar, right? This is the difference. When I look through my own lens and I look back at that time in my life where I saw my mom in domestic violence relationships, where my father wasn't showing up as much as he needed to, where we lived in an impoverished place, and I'm seeing all types of things. At one point in time in my life, I had consciously forgotten about that. I consciously said, you know what, this is not a piece of myself that I can manage, that I can deal with, or that I can be present with. And so let me push that down and forget about it. That's what needed to happen. That's what needed to happen with my mother, my brothers, our household of 4, my mother and her 3 children. We had to forget the trauma that we experienced. We did not have the skills or the resources to know how to healthily process that. So that means that was a space and time where I froze. When I'm talking about freezing, I'm talking about where the nervous system becomes imprinted, right? A certain process in your being, in your body, becomes basically set in stone. And you have no control over it. And you really don't know how it is impacting your life until you decide to be intentional, to reflect and ask, why do certain things happen to me? Why does this seem to be my story, my experience, my whatever? And so this event in itself was a reclaiming of a part of my wounded inner child that was frozen in this time where we had experienced a lot of abuse and trauma or whatever. And so for as long as I kept that experience in a forgotten state, the more I was actually forfeiting the blessings and the gifts and the power and the prosperity that comes from that experience. And so amongst us ladies, we were all going back and reclaiming parts of ourselves that we left at the trauma. Oh my God. Can I get a witness in here? Listen, let's pause. I'm going to share my screen and play a song that feels really resonant right now, because what I feel like, this was one of the songs that was on the playlist. Matter of fact, this song that I'm about to play was the very first song that was on the Women's Winter Winning Season Wine Gathering playlist. This was the first song to enter the playlist. I played it already for us, but I play it again because the very first words in this song is like literally what I just felt as I just said the words that I just said. So I just want to pause for a little bit, hear those words just for a quick second, and then I'm gonna get back in here because I just want you to feel me. Are we playing? Come on. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear something, because I cannot. Did y'all hear that? Let me know in the comments if y'all heard that. I just had to pause it because I can't hear anything right now. Like, what's going on here? Let me know in the comments if y'all can hear. It's paused now. Let me unpause it. Did y'all hear that? Because I did not. Y'all did? Well, tell me what's the first word y'all heard. Tell me what's the first word y'all heard. Because if y'all heard it, then good. Then you understand the feeling that I just had. The feeling that I just had. The feeling that I just had was, I hope. I hope. Man, that's deep. That right there. That I hope. Y'all gotta go get that song. Go get that song. That is Lizzie Birchie. I think that's how she says her name. Yeah, Lizzie Birchie. I hope. I have no clue where this lady is from. She may be from the UK. I have no clue. But I came across that song and I had to have it. And that I hope how she just hope. I just feel that so deeply. Especially as I'm saying what I'm saying to y'all right now. It's like, I just hope that you can feel so deeply what I'm saying to you. I'm almost like reliving that experience, right? In that I hope that you can feel the real opportunity that we all have right now to reclaim a part of ourselves that we left in childhood because we couldn't bear, the pain. So many women stood up at that event and shed a tear pertaining to how, when they really sit back and reflect, they can see how their life experiences has just been calling them back to remember who they are. Oh, I hope. A young lady said, I just had to remember who my parents actually raised me to be. I just forgot for so long. Another young lady said, I'm remembering the hustle and the heart that I had. Like, you couldn't tell me shit. I hit the ground running. She said, but I also remember how hard it was. And so I want to find a way to balance both of those things. I was like, that's what we're in. My best friend, Victoria, she said, when I look at that inner child, I see how confident she was, a ball of energy. And I was like, yeah. My best friend, Eva, who, she was one of my very first best friends. I'm talking about elementary. She was a friend that I actually admired, and still admire her strength and resilience and how she can still smile even though she's lived such a very interesting life. But she's so funny. She was my comic relief. Eva stood up and said, it's crazy because I'm literally living a dream. I have a husband, I have a beautiful child. And she's just like, that's crazy that I get to say that given the life that I've lived. And so we're just in this space and time right now where there was some experiences that we had that really changed us at a very deep cellular level, that our spirit team is inviting us to recognize, to acknowledge, and to reintegrate with that part of ourselves, because that's where our greatest breakthroughs are coming from. Like, I wish I could share my screen with y'all and share with y'all what I'm actually, oh, look, I could. Let me show y'all this. Look, it looks like I could show y'all it from here. Like, cause what? Like, first of all, I'm about to show y'all this because I just saw Iman come on here and I just want to know y'all's perspective because that's so funny. Like, let me share screen. Let me share a screen. If you're not already following me on Instagram, like, I don't know what you're doing. Like, why you're not over there too? Look at this. Why did none of y'all guess the right outfit? Nobody guessed the right outfit. It definitely wasn't going to be that. That was too small. Why did nobody? This dress was so cute. I really want that dress, but who knows where I'll be wearing that. This top, fabulous. I really wanted it all. But none of y'all, right when I put that on, I knew that was my outfit. Everybody was talking about this dress. Now that dress was fire. I did love that dress, but it wasn't for that. That dress was for me going out with Dream one sexy night. And I'm like, I'm like, yeah. Right? Like, I don't know why none of y'all guessed the right outfit. Like, but I guess that's the beauty of unique creative expression, right? I guess that's the beauty of that type of thing. But right when I put that white sweater on with that leather skirt, I felt like that was everything that I needed. And that was beautiful. Okay. So that was the number two thing that I was really picking up on in this space. Women are going back and reclaiming the love, the power, the inspiration, the desires that they had when they were children, the revelations and the downloads that they were getting as when they were kids. They're remembering their magic. They're remembering who they were, who they are, and who they need to be today. They're remembering. And it's not just happening for those women who were at that event and in that sacred space. It is happening for all of us because that is what time it is. And so I'm always here again, just as someone to reflect upon, someone to help you to see, feel, inquire, think about, right? I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I want you to feel into this. Does something resonate with you? Does something make you go, well, that's interesting, right? So that's what this energy is about. The number 3 thing that was so good in this beautiful experience that I got to birth and bring to life, and your girl birthed it quick. I mean, your girl. Okay. Can I tell y'all a secret? Ladies. Come in. Can I tell y'all a secret? Can I tell? Maybe I got to say this for the Sacred Sister Circle. If you are not already a part of the Sacred Sister Circle, you need to get over there because I'm going to explain to you how I birthed this beautiful event that looks like it probably took way longer than it did, but literally I brought this to life in a week and a half. Let me go to oh, look at this. Oh, let's go here. I literally brought this together in a week and a half. I want to show you ladies how to do that fast. Pop it out. Okay. Pop out the baby. Look at my baby, y'all. Look at my baby. Look at him. Do y'all know that Dream thought, he really thought in his mind that he would not have to be there, at least for this, to get me started. He was like, nah, babe, you good. I said, no, I need you there. I said, I don't think you understand the magnitude of what is actually happening. You actually need to be there. He was like, oh, okay. Man, my man was working, taking stuff out of that trunk, bringing it in. He had to go to the store to go get more bottles. I mean, my baby was working. I don't know who else would have done that if it were not for him. I told him, babe, you want me to be carrying these boxes out of the car and into the place? I said, that's not happening. That's where you come in. And you can look at the picture. You can see he was actually a proud husband and a very necessary and needed husband. Right? So I want to show you ladies the work of bringing this to life, bringing things to life quicker. It does not have to take months, or years. Now, it has, in a sense. Let me not play with y'all. I've been talking about doing an in-person event for at least 2 or 3 years. Literally. Literally, I have. But I also understand the seasons of life. So I will help you to understand what season of life you are in to determine where you need to be moving. See, in these 2 or 3 years of me wanting to host these events, I was pregnant and breastfeeding. Like, literally, Kimmy is 4, Kai is 2. And yes, I could have, I don't know, conjured up some extra energy and da 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 da. But I truly believe when we understand the seasons of our lives and we understand where we are and what the divine is asking us to do, see, that's the biggest thing. Can you observe where you are spiritually? Where is God asking you to go? If you can observe what season you are in, then you can be patient and graceful with yourself when you're in the season of introspection, reflection, whatever, or you're in a season of, okay, full steam ahead, or you're in the season of, okay, I'm focused on being a mother. I'm focused on being a better wife. I'm focused on building my business. I'm focused on getting healthier. I'm focusing on whatever it is that you are focusing on. You have to know where you are. What is going to make the biggest difference in your life, the greatest impact in your life right now? So, yeah, I'm talking about me showing up and doing an event in a week and a half. For you, it may be literally changing your diet today or tomorrow. Literally, it may be changing your relationship status. Literally, it may be, I just heard for some of you, it may be changing your career, leaving that job. Like, whatever it is, how do you birth it quickly? How do you move? I feel like there's a real science to that. And one of the biggest things that I recognize is that, which this winter energy is teaching us, is we have to create a safe space for ourselves to expand. We have to create a safe space for ourselves to expand. What do I mean by that? This is one of the major lessons that I've had to learn in this season right now. One of the major lessons that I've had to learn in this season right now is that it's okay for it to not be great at the start. It's okay to have to progress. It's okay to have to work at something. It's okay to have to improve. It's okay to have to change. We have to create a safe space for us to evolve beyond our limits. And this winter energy is asking us, okay, what do I need to purge? What do I need to purify? What do I need to let go of in order to feel safe to expand? Come on, camera. There we go. There were some things that I had to let go of. So many women, man, this was one of the most beautiful stories. One of the most beautiful stories there was one of my sisters who had I love her. She's my girl. And she stood up at the thing and she just talked about how she had to redefine what failure is and how her relationship has really been this catalyst for her, letting go of these beliefs that were making her an unsafe space for herself. We have to learn to be a safe space for ourselves. How do I be safe with myself as I'm going through this journey of putrefaction? It's not easy. As I'm being purged and purified, as I'm being healed and transformed, as I'm being pushed and stretched, how do I communicate to myself in a way that says, it's okay, I'm safe, one step at a time, one step at a time, one thought at a time, one feeling at a time? How do I allow myself to celebrate the things that I have done right? How do I allow myself to celebrate the fact that I keep getting up and putting one foot in front of the other and literally leaning on the divine guidance and wisdom from God and just trusting spirit? This winter season is teaching us that. If this information is resonating with you, I want to let you know right now that I do have the winter solstice readings still available. Don't think about it from the perspective of it just being the winter solstice, the 21st of December. We are talking about the entire winter season and what it means to actually heal, what it means to shift, what it means to release, what it means to embody, what it means to allow. And let me tell you, the shit that is coming through in these readings, did you like now when I'm in that channeled state channeling for a reading, then it's different. But as I'm talking to y'all about something else, but kind of segueing into this, I literally have no words for the things that are coming through. And I want to be clear about the type of oracle that I am. The type of oracle that I am is that I can see into your energy, past, present, future, and I can see how all of those things are weaving together to create the reality that you are desiring. That's it. I can see, and it's more than just see, but I feel, hear, sense what your spirit team, your ancestors, your higher self is needing you to recognize, feel, understand, remember, heal, let go of, transform in order for you to experience what you're really wanting. Like I literally can see it that way. So the winter solstice reading is still available. Somebody just booked it right now. Hey, Toya just booked the reading at 12:24. Now, why is this so divine and sacred? 12:24. Toya, you ordered it on 12:24 at 12:24 on 12:24. You said Merry Christmas. You said Merry Christmas to yourself. 12:24 on 12:24. So now you need to go look at the dynamics of that energy. Oh my God, it's the 36. You got the 3 and the 6. You got the manifestation, which is the 6, which is the understanding, which is the mother, father, no, which is the 3, which is the manifestation. They're all the same, really, mother, father, child. It's you understanding a higher level of being. And then you got the 6, which really symbolizes balance. It symbolizes sex. It symbolizes masculine and feminine in harmony. Girl, listen, it's going down. Yes, you got yours on 12:24 at 12:24. Literally, the time says 12:24 on my notifications here. So the readings are still available. Maybe I will end them what is today? Today is Christmas Eve. Maybe we'll do it the day after Christmas. We are getting through it. If you know you are needing support with your healing, your alchemy, your transformation, and embodying this new frequency and getting it in alignment with the winter season in a way that is really transformational to you, I got you. I'm here to support. I will say this. I do not enter anyone's energy for insight and information without their consent. So whenever you purchase from me, whenever you purchase any reading, know and understand there is a consent form that is being sent to your email that you need to open and fill out. The quicker you fill that out, the faster you get your reading. So like people I've had to skip over because their consent form is not filled out. Make sure also that when you order that you have an email in, because if you don't have the email, then you can't receive the consent form. Then I got to go text your phone Like, that's too much. Okay. So make sure that your email is in there so that you get the information that you need to get. Listen, there is two more things that I want to talk to y'all about with this energy that I was just realizing based off the Women's Winter Winning Season Wine Gathering, and then just what I'm picking up on for this winter season, spiritually speaking. The next big thing that we have to look at right now is the story that we've been telling, the narrative that we've been telling. It is the identity that we've been upholding. Yep. It's the who you think you have to be, what you think you have to do, what it's supposed to look like. It's all the illusions of what you think life is. And Spirit is like, let's get down to the real story, the real narrative, the real desires of your heart. And let's make sure that the story that we're telling is aligned with that. See, that was the thing. I'm about to show y'all this post that I just saw today that I think was so vulnerable of this young lady to share this and so honest, right? Let me share my screen, because this is how Spirit is actually working on this, which is why I think this came out for her right now. This was so honest and vulnerable of her. I thought this was deep. Look at what she said.
You know, I had lived in the delusion of wanting to be relationship goal status. And I thought that looked like money. I thought you had to hit hard on Instagram. I thought you had to have a certain status in your attire, your bags, your cars, that there was an element to relationship goals was all about your physical, what you had going on. Are you that boss couple? And so I compromised a lot of who I was to have that look. And in that I lost, myself, and I was accepting way less than what I would ever take now that, I know what true love is. And that's why you don't see my husband all over my social media now, because it's not about that. The first time I was living out loud because I felt like I was having to prove that I was what y'all thought I was. Yeah. And then I had to, now I'm like, I know.
We're all able to get that understanding, right? That's what's happening right now. Well, we're shifting identity into one that is more authentic and genuine to what will make our inner child proud. That was the ritual in the Women's Winter Winning Season Wine Gathering, right? So here's what you want to do. Here's for everybody in here who didn't get to make it to the event, or if you are just wanting a way to connect to your inner child so that you can remember the story, the identity that serves your highest good. You can do this ritual and it will support you in your winter season in embodying a frequency that is really one that fulfills you, mind, body, and spirit. You want to get a picture of your younger self. Find a space and time that calls out to you. It's super important for you to let the picture speak to you and for you not to feel like it has to be one specific thing. I want you to get what you have access to with ease and with grace. But it needs to be a space and time where you were younger, right? Where you may have been a young adult, teenager, middle school, elementary, infant, whatever picture you choose, just pick a picture. And what I want you to do is, if you cannot find like a paper frame to put it in, what I want you to do is put this picture on top of, let's say, a piece of construction paper, or if you want to get even fancier, you could even do this on your phone or in Canva as like a wallpaper or something. But when you get that image, I want you to go and find little things like stickers, words, colors, that really make that inner child smile. And what you're going to do is all around that picture, I want you to decorate it with little symbols that are important to you. So mine has stars and hearts and my favorite color. I didn't get to decorate it as much as I wanted to because I was hosting, but some of my friends And some of the ladies that joined us created such beautiful works of art honoring their inner child, honoring that part of themselves. So once you do that, what I want you to do is spend time regularly looking at that picture, right? What we are doing is allowing that part of ourselves, the wounded inner child, to have a voice. And not a voice that is connected with the doom and gloom and the trauma, because that's the thing that we're most attached to. Oh, my inner child had this experience, or oh, I went through that, and oh, I went through that. Which is why I needed more time in my event, because I wanted to spend more time in celebration, right? I wanted to spend more time in joy, right? Which we still did that, but not as much as I wanted to. Because there's a part of your wounded inner child that is grateful about something, happy about something, that has a magic or a medicine connected to that space and time. So we can shift our perspective from only looking at it from the woes of that space of our lives, then we unlock a new level of magic. And this is what this winter season is trying to teach us. This is how we go into the spring season from a certain level of power. You deserve this level of power. You deserve this level of energy, vitality, life, abundance. Like, why not you? That's what I was telling my friends, and I was telling Dream, why not me? You know? Like, why not me? So I want you to ask yourself that question. That's all I'm saying. Ask yourself that question. You know? Why not you? And how does your life experience become a catalyst? How does your life experience become a support to the life that you're meant to live? All right? Those are all my revelations from the experiences. Those are some of the conversations that we were having. It was so divine. Listen, the next one is coming sooner than you think. I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. We are having an event in Houston, Texas in February. Stay tuned. In Houston, Texas, Dream and I are going to be doing an event with Brother Yosef in February. Stay tuned. Man, I just want y'all to take bold action for your lives. Take bold action for your lives. Figure out how to integrate with all the many wonderful parts of yourself, even the aspects that you think are the shadow aspects, underworld aspects, hellish aspects. Everything serves your highest good. Everything works out in your favor. And listen, if this is something that you are challenged with discovering, understanding, embodying, embracing, and you don't know your healing path forward, that is where my winter solstice reading comes into place. And the winter solstice reading is not just for the winter solstice. It is literally for the entire winter season. It will be your divine guidance on how to work through the energy and the emotion that will show up in this time. The things that I've revealed to you, the unconscious patterns, the childhood things that need to be acknowledged, the things that need to be purged and purified, the stories and the identities that you have to rewrite. These are not things that is just, oh, yeah, I'm just going to access the deep recesses of my mind and it's just going to be a breeze. No. You have to have skills and resources in knowing how to venture into this wonderful deep world of yourself that has many facets. This is where you get a person like me or a person like Dream Wise, where this is what we've been called to do, right? And we're not here to tell you what to do, but to really shine a light on the guidance, on the divine energies that is already present in your life, but maybe you're not having the confidence or the assertiveness or the faith in yourself to believe and to know and to walk the path. That is what we're talking about right now, right? our willingness to walk the path, no matter how scary, different the experience may be. Okay? Get that winter solstice healing timeline reading, and you'll be well on your way. Anybody have any questions about what we just talked about? I know we just deep dive into some things. Were you guys able to take away how this can apply to your life? Right? Because if you ask me what I do and what I do it for, it's for that, right? Like if it cannot be applied, if it cannot be um transformational or healing, then like what's the point? Any questions about what we just talked about? I'm here to support on the whole nine. Definitely here to support through the readings. That's going to be one of the best ways to get, divine clarity, loving guidance, healing path forward. That's going to be easy way to get a more personalized scope on what's happening in your life and how you are to utilize this energy. So I'm totally here for that. But if you have a more general question, I want to answer. I want to chit chat. I'm supposed to be live on Instagram. Is that happening? Did it ever work? Did I ever go live on Instagram, y'all? Any questions? If not, I will be saying adios, amigos. Y'all enjoy this wonderful season, this magical time, right? Enjoy it. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. Let me see something real quick. All right, fam. Peace and love. I will catch y'all in the next one. Good to see you, D-Ray. Hey, Elmira. Good to see you, too. Listen, wait, hold on. Shameless plug. If you are not in the Patreon, sis, I don't know what's going on. Like Elmira, you should totally be in the Patreon. I would love to have you in the book clubs. You would add a lot of fun and a lot of value. Let me drop the Patreon link for the book club. We are meeting this Sunday. Look, I'm on Dreams Patreon, of course, because I've been having to log in and out of both of our Patreons. Elmira, you should be in the Patreon and be joining us in the book club. Ladies, we are in the book club on Sunday. Also, let me say this. I don't know how we feeling about 6 to 8 p.m. I got invited to go play volleyball this Sunday from 6 to 9. I'm like, man, yeah, I'm on a whole nother time. I want to play. Of course I want to play because that's what I do. But I gotta be like, I got the Sacred Sister Circle on Sundays. Yes, you gotta get to the book club. What's going on, girl? That's the Sacred Sister Circle link for anybody who has not joined the Sacred Sister Circle yet. And then again, of course, the readings are fire right now. So amazing. And I'm just so grateful to the divine for the downloads that are coming through and the life-changing insights that is really making a difference going into 2026. Okay. Enjoy this holiday season. Find the joy, the peace, the gratitude in your heart. There's so many things to be excited about. We are releasing the old so that we can walk into this 1 year with a certain level of power and momentum like no other. And I invite you to go and get that reading if you need it, to make sure that you are prepared to answer the call. I'm here to support. It is my duty to show up in this way. Okay? Peace and love, and I will catch y'all in the next one.